What is up, epic cringe lords? It is me, the man who stays up at nearly 5 a.m. to make a video about some miniatures he's done. Now, some of these I've shown before. I'm basically just wanting to show off some miniatures that I liked once they're done and in my storage, whether that's because I kit bashed them and I liked them, or I like the paint job I did. Not all of these are kit bashes. Some of them are just straight builds from a single kit. Some of them are, just single piece figures that I didn't build at all. But there is a lot of kit bashing here. Now I'm just going to show 4 different little squads of guys. Just to let you know what's up ahead, it's going to be Snake Men, generic Bronze Age Eurasian dudes, wolf people, kinda, and Tartessians, which is a real culture. It's basically a weird mix of Iberian and other kitbash things and Atlantean bullshit. So we'll start with the smallest group, which is the Wolfmen, kinda. The reason I said kinda is all of these miniatures, like the kits themselves, are intended to be hyena men. These 3 are supposed to be hyena men from Frostgrave, and then this guy's even painted up to literally be a hyena man, because they're supposed to be gnolls, the fantasy hyena men from that. This guy is actually one of the first minis I painted, I think, where, sorry, my dog is very needy. Very emotionally needy. He's a very sad individual. This one on the right, this WizKids Gnoll miniature. Let me sorry, I'm trying to placate my mentally ill dog. I swear I'm not joking about that. He really is mentally ill. Yeah, this is one of the first miniatures where I think I did the highlighting and some of the definition pretty good. Then again, the miniature is just pretty good too. And I really like how I did the red lamellar or scale arm, or however you define that. And it's a cool mini. Like, it really is a pretty cool WizKids mini. I'm glad I got it. His other hyena guy that he came with I thought wasn't as cool. He just was proportioned really weird. I don't know if I'm thinking of the right guy. But this, I like the hyena guy. He's cool. But these are Frostgrave gnolls that I've kit bashed with other shit. So they're not all, like the 2 guys on the right, their bodies are the Frostgrave gnolls guys, which I didn't get a full kit, I just got a sprue. But the guy on the left, he's actually got an Iberians kit that I just use as a generic ancient kind of thing. He's got a Dark Age Irish club, and his left arm... Why is it not? There we go. His left arm, the guy with the yellow tunic, and the little breastplate thing, is... I initially was gonna give him a shield arm, and when it glued in like that, I was like, oh wait, he's maybe a bandit or maybe just a warrior, but he's also a sad little pup with 3 limbs rather, because he's got his other limb, but it's weak, and it's maybe born differently, and maybe he lost a hand in something, and so he's actually kind of a more sympathetic figure. This is a cynocephaly of some ancient land of the antediluvian age, but maybe he's not a bad guy. He just needs a treat and a head pat. Whereas these 2 guys, seem like they're all together, and they I think they want to kill people and steal their shit. I think these guys were Wolfman bandits or something. Could be. I love, people ask me sometimes if I'm a furry, and the answer is, depends on what you mean. I don't, have a fursona, and I'm asexual. I don't want to fuck a werewolf, but, if you do, that's fine. Different strokes for different folks. Werewolves aren't real, so it doesn't really matter. I just think, beastmen are cool. I think anthropomorphic characters are neat. And I am correct. I am factually correct. If you disagree, it's because you're stupid. Okay, so now we'll get to the Snake Men. Now, none of these I actually kit back. Well, yeah, pretty much I didn't kit bash any of these except I gave one of these Snake Men a War Games Atlantic 1800s Afghan shield because I want, so the guy on the left, is this gonna, okay, try to make it a little better. Okay, is that gonna focus? No? Okay. So, there we go. Right? Okay. These guys instead, right? Does that work? Yeah, I guess. Oh. Yep, it works. Okay. The guy on the left, I actually painted first before I had any contrast paints. I'm pretty happy with him. He's he's got kind of more golden weapons and armor, and I wanted these guys to be very colorful. I like the red Snake Man vibe I got for this guy, and kind of the cool painted armor. I think that's kind of cool. They're supposed to be, these are the Frostgrave Ghost Archipelago Snake Men, and I just really like them. Now, these guys I did mostly with contrast paints, but I also didn't only use contrast paints. I also used some metallic, and also I think I used a contrast paint on the metallics to kind of give them some better shading, which I haven't done much. Of course, I'm not very good at getting inside the lines of the sculpt of the minis. I'm not always great at that. But, it's whatever. They're good enough for me to make me happy. Yeah. Just, again, trying to go for a real bright, colorful, sort of quasi-Mesoamerican, quasi-Minoan, quasi-Atlantean sort of vibe with those guys. And then here are a bunch of, I believe these are Reaper Snake Men, relatively recent. There's 4 of them that I got. I painted them all by now. Here, maybe if I push them out just a tiny bit more. Yep. Okay. Now the middle 2 are ones I did earlier, again, before I had contrast paints. Pretty happy with the paint job I did on these guys. The metal on this Snake Man is one of the first metals where I really liked how it turned out. I just used a regular magic blue matte paint for the detail on his armor, and then picked up the highlights on the metallic with some gold and mixing gold and bronze and stuff. And he's got like normal steel swords and black scales. I like that guy. Snake Lady, someone I knew was like, it's stupid how they'll give snake women boobies, and I can understand that point of view. I think there's a point that could be made there, but then they home wrecked my family, so I don't think lizard boobs are as bad as that personally, but that's a whole different point. Anyways, here are the Snake Men that I did. That's 4 a.m. That's 5 a.m. Sorry. That I did with contrast paints. Again, these guys I was pretty happy with the metallics. You can kind of see the shields pop out a little bit. They're cool. They got a little bit of jade, a little bit of red orichalcum, like from Atlantis times, because it's fun. Of course, real orichalcum is just like an alloy of real metals. It's like brass or something. Uh, but you know, in Fantasyland, it's red cool guy metal. And then finally, you've got the Coal of Atlantis Snake Man, which I painted. So this guy's from the Thurian Age, which is from before Conan times. And he's wearing, I believe, he's supposed to be wearing the outfit of a Volusian nobleman or duke or some shit, which Volusia is the ancient empire in Thurian times, and it was founded in dinosaur times by snake men. And, you know, they want to take it back from the humans who've taken their empire. Because the snake men are batshit fucking evil. Okay. Now, for the generic, sort of Eurasian Bronze Age dudes. These are very, very kitbashed. From really a crazy... I mean, I'm not trying to make myself seem cool. They're kitbashed from a lot of different sources. This guy's technically not Bronze Age, he's Iron Age, but whatever. He's very similar to a lot of these guys, so I threw him in here. And plus he was sitting right next to the other guys in my what's the word? In my display cabinet. Yeah. Okay. So these guys reflect different stages of doing paint jobs, and sorry, I'm just trying to get a good view on them, and different levels of effort. If you look really carefully, the guy on the right, this guy, we'll get to these guys too, that way I'll remember. His shield is not painted very well, and it's also painted with a cheaper sort of copper color. Oh my god, is this gonna... I get it, it's like... There you go. So, but really, I like painting bronze. It's pretty fun for me. But really, I think actually, you know what? Now that I'm looking, the other Bronze Age guys, their shields aren't great. But these are a weird kitbash of different stuff. The heads are from either War Games Atlantic, Afghans on the right, or Agama Miniatures, Carthaginians with looted Roman armor on the left. God, I need to move these. I'm sorry. I'm a fucking retard. Okay, there we go. The torsos are either, again, Iberians on the right from Victrix, or Peri-Sudanese on the left. And then arms and shields, well, the shields are all, except for this guy who's supposed to be a North African, just warrior dude. I mean, he's not. He's an Iberian guy with an Afghan shield and an Afghan head. But whatever. You know, these guys are pretty useful, versatile fantasy figures. And obviously the shields are ancient Greek. I mean, I think they're... Shit. They're from probably different manufacturers, if I could guess. But yeah. And, you know, I just like having stuff from different... You know, I don't want everything to just be a bunch of white people. I remember looking at my miniatures and being like, oh, I was hoping I'd have, like, a wider variety of different cultures on there, and a lot of major cultures that I'd want to play D&D in. I didn't have too many, so I've been trying to catch up on that in recent years. So yeah, these are just fun. They're fun dudes. And then here are their compatriots. Again, mostly it's Peri-Sudanese bodies, except for the guy on the left who's got a Iberian body. There's actually there's actually some bits here from Aztecs. Like the guy on the right has an Aztec War Games Atlantic bow and quiver. Oh shit! There we go. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, he has a Aztec bow and quiver. Again, the heads are either Afghans or the ancient Carthaginians with looted Roman armor from Agema. Here, let me actually move this over here. Sorry, I know the video sucks. I'm just autisming it. So here, this is better. Yeah, and of course, you know, Greek shields, and the guy in the middle actually has, I think that's Frostgrave Archipelago, Ghost Archipelago tribal arm. I actually have that full kit, so I've made a lot of use of that kit. And then the guy on the left, the one I'm touching right now, his arm is from the Afghan kit, his sword. Yeah. Yeah. Now for some reason, one of my favorite kind of pseudo-historical depictions, which is the Tartessians. Now, in real life, Tartessos was a civilization, a city, and a culture of Iberians with their own writing that we have yet to decipher in like southwestern Spain and southern Portugal. They probably didn't speak a language related to those of Europe today. Maybe it was related to Basque, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. Someone might know and it might be obvious to them. But these guys are kitbashed. Like, these guys have actually got Spartan helmets and Greek shields, but otherwise mostly just Iberian Victrix stuff. Now, in both pseudo-history and pulp fiction, Tartessos has been like an Atlantean, outpost or like colony or whatever. And in my D&D setting, I've incorporated all of those myths that I can find. And one of the most funny myths is it's about Tartessian femboys who are actually supposedly the basis of the Amazon myth. Now, this is incorrect, but it is funny, and also, even though I'm asexual and I wouldn't fuck anyone, there needs to be more femboys in life in general. So I'm going to show you my horrible attempts at kit-bashing Tartessian femboys. But these are not them. These are the regular Tartessian Atlantean command. These were the first Tartessians I think I kit-bashed. The shields are Victrix Iberian. Helmets, other than the guy in the middle with the silver helmet, which is Carthaginian, Roman. They have Iberian helmets. Crests, I'm not sure where they came from, but I think most of them are... I think the crests on the guy on the right and the left are... what's the word? Are from the Iberians. I could be wrong. Guy on the right, and actually the middle, have capes from female Frostgrave. Guy on the left has a sword arm from Oathmark Revenants. Guy on the right probably has an arm from... I'm not sure what that arm is from. It might be from the Agema dudes. I'm not sure. Just a real weird mix of stuff. Again, this is before... These ones were before I had contrast paints, but also before I had a real red metallic. So I had to like mix it myself with a bronze and a little bit of red paint, but not enough that the metallicness would go away. And I also kit-bashed the trident of this guy, kind of a standard bearing trident, from just like a piece of a ring thing in a notebook, and just the regular spear. And then the sort of tassel thing just holds it together, honestly. Now, in addition to those guys, I kitbashed some regular Tartessian soldiers of the same kind of, because in my game, all the weird interpretations of Tartessos kind of coexist as differing cycles of the same civilization in the antediluvian world in the realm of Tartessos. And in fact, there are different Tartessoses too. Like there's Tartessos from Nadia in the Blue Water, which is in the Congo, and is also Atlantean, but it's alien Atlantean humans who, oh, okay. I was worried that broken. Yeah, these guys are kitbashed the same as the commanders, except they have well, the guy on the left has weird orc arms from War Games, or no, Warlord Games orcs. So maybe he's a little trollish, and his shield is also from that. But otherwise it's the same shit. This guy here has well, his spear broke. I was gonna have him be a spearman, but his spear head broke off, and so I used a little bit of napkin and turned it into a golden standard. So that kind of explains. It doesn't explain anything, but it kind of makes it seem like that's why he has the linothorax armor, because he's the leader of this small squad or whatever. I could honestly make a lot more of these guys, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, just very basic. They got iron on them. And now finally, I'm gonna show you my poor attempts to kitbash some femboys. Which, by the way, I've only ever seen one femboy miniature. Maybe there's some femboy miniatures of anime characters that I'm not aware of, but it was a incubus named Silk, and I just didn't like his face, so I've never bought it. Probably not gonna. But these are my kitbashed femboys. Now these are more eclectic because trying to make femboys in miniatures with what I have is hard. So what I did with the one on the What I did with the two on the right is I took, I think straight up Games Workshop Battle Sisters heads, right? And so female heads, and I put them on generally male presenting bodies, and that's how I do a femboy. Because at this scale, that's just how it works. Now the torso of the guy in the middle, who I'm most proud of, other than the bad seam in his neck that you'll see. Okay. You can work, though. You could do that. There we go. His torso's from Oathmark Revenants, so is his arms. His shield, I believe, is from the same Tartessians, or the Iberians, but it's a different shield. And then the guy on the right is more of a mix. He's got Peri-Sudanese torso. He's got the headdress from a Warlord Games Eastern Woodlands thing. Arms and spear from, I don't know. Knife hand, I believe, is also from the Eastern Woodlands. And then I've got, I'm really happy with the heavily armored one with the orichalcum breastplate. I think it just looks cool. The Oathmark Revenants are based on, Northern European Bronze Age. That's not really Tartessian, but if it's, it works. It works. And then this guy, again, Eastern Woodlands, some of the Carthaginian heads, Eastern Woodlands body, I think I already said that. He's got a, what's that? The Revenant's sword. Yeah. Just, trying to do different weird stuff. Anyways, I hope you have a good day. Goodbye, gamers.